Hello guys, welcome back to Coding with Bobby. And today we're gonna make this social media app end to end. It's going to be a full backend of it. We're gonna include authentication and then posting. Posting means like posting as image. We're not gonna upload it to some server, but we'll show how this all will be managed, and then profile of the user, how the activities managed, and a lot of stuff. So we're gonna build it from scratch, and I'll try to wrap it up as soon as possible. And the main thing is like you can use this project for your resume, for your college project, or you can make it as a base for making some other projects. Once this is built, we'll also try to host it on render as I've already shown you. And this is going to be an awesome project. Yeah. So we'll just kick off the things with it. So first of all, I'll just set up the whole repository and the whole project architecture. So first I'll make our ppnv virtual environment. So we'll start with the ppnv install. And yeah, we have created our pip file. Okay. And now what else? I'll do ppnv shell. I'll go inside it. Okay, now we are inside our virtual environment. So first of all, I'll just install pipenv and we'll just install FastAPI. Okay, FastAPI, and I'll also install UVCon. And apart from that, what else will be needing? SQL will install. Apart from that, for authentication, if you remember in our last videos, we had used Python JAWS, and with cryptography. And what else we needed? Python multipart to handle all sorts of inputs in our forms. And we can also, I guess we're pretty much done with it. Okay, we'll just install it. Okay, we've got it all here. Let's just wait for the installation. Okay, boom, it's done. So now our project structure is going to be like and in this video, I'll also try to make some like when we'll push it onto render for the hosting, I'll also try to put it on GitHub as a private repo if you want. Yeah, as a private repo, and I'll also try to show you how you can make like GitHub actions and how you can automate stuff. Maybe like automatic hosting, automatic deployment of the new changes, or some Python typing checks or the test cases. Yeah, we'll also make some video on Python test cases for FastAPI. Yeah, but mainly we'll now focus on this social media app. Yeah, so I'll create this src folder. Now src folder, it seems to me a good norm or a good gesture to have an src folder where I'll have all the source code written, and in this we'll have one init.py file. Okay, init.py file just to show it's a project. Okay, nice. And apart from that, okay, inside src only I'll just have api.py. Now api.py, this will have all my routes. Yeah. And apart from this, I'll have my database.py, database stuff. And what else do we need? We'll have one main.py file. Okay, this is our main app. Nice. Okay, now these are our global files that we'll be needing. Now, for every category, like for user authentication, and then for user profile, and then for managing the post of the users, then for managing the activity, we'll have separate subfolders or sub projects, you can say. And what we'll do, we'll just create one new folder, and I'll name it as auth. Now auth will be consisting of my all the user stuff, all the authentication stuff, sign up, login, and all that, generating the token and stuff. And now what else I'll be having? I'll have one profile which will take care of the user profile, maybe like his profile picture and some more stuff we'll see. Okay, and what else can we have? We can have one hmm, activity, yeah, sure. Or before activity, post, yeah. because user is going to make some post. We are taking maybe example of Instagram. So user has to make some post, and we'll store all the code related to our post in this folder. And what else? What else do we need? We'll need activity just to keep track of all the activities. Okay, this user has liked your post, or maybe like what else? Friend request. I'm not sure whether we'll be adding it right now, but mostly of the like we'll be having this activity. Yeah. So we'll just start it off, and maybe I'll just start off with my database.py. That would be nice to me. Yeah. So I'll set up my database. I'll just do from SQL Alchemy. Okay, I have to activate my environment from here, social media app. Yeah, and I'll just exit it from here, exit. Okay, yeah, we are in the social media. Fine. Now I'll do from SQL Alchemy. We have to import the create engine. Guys, if you haven't seen my videos on this, I made a full playlist. You can just check that out first. Yeah. And from SQL alchemy.ext.declarative, we'll import declarative base, which will be required for creating our database models. Now we'll do SQL alchemy.orm, and we'll import our session maker. For every API request, we need a session. Yeah, so we'll have session maker, and here we'll be using our simple SQLite. If you want to use PostgreSQL, you can even use that if you have set it up locally, or you want to use some local some server online, that also we can use, or I'll try to make a video how to use a PostgreSQL online. Yeah. So for now, I'll just use my SQLite, and SQLite has this norm, and we'll just do uh, maybe SQL.db. Yeah, I think that would be fine. And what else can we do? Or I guess, yeah, it should be db.sql. Yeah, this would be fine. And what else we'll do? We'll create an engine first of all, that is create engine, which will take my db URL, and we'll do pool pre-ping. What this will do is this will just try to ping the database first with before creating that connection, and then we'll create session local, which will always give us a session of the database or an instance of the database session. Yeah, and we'll do session maker, and then we'll bind it to our engine, and we'll do, I guess this is enough, but if you want to do auto flush, we'll set it to false here. That's not mandatory. Yeah, and we'll do base, which is equal to a declarative base. Now this has given us a class base, which we'll be using for setting up our database models. Now, the most important stuff here, def get db, which is going to return us uh, instance of the database or the session every time. So db is going to be session local. Now this is one session that we have created, and we'll try and we'll yield it, and after that finally we'll close that session. Yeah, so I guess this pretty much looks good for us to use. And what else can we'll just go to main.py file. We'll set up a local simple project for now. From FastAPI, import FastAPI, app is equal to app, and what else we'll do, and we'll also give one title, and which is going to be our social media app, which will pop up in our Swagger UI. Yeah, and we'll also give some description. Description is going to be like um, engine behind social media app. And we can also specify some version. Suppose this is going to be a 0.1 version, like that. And what else we can do? I'll just import database base, and just to see database is created. From database import base. Yeah, and base dot metadata dot create all. And what we'll do, we'll import engine and bind equal to engine. Yeah, like that. Oh yeah. So what we'll do, we'll just try to run it. Uvcon app, uvcon src dot main and app, and reload. So here we are providing a src folder and then the main file. Okay, okay, boom, uh, from database, there's no module. Okay, like that. Yeah, works fine. We've got the db.sql. Yeah, so this seems so far nice. And yeah, we'll just close it for now. Boom. And I'll delete the database also for the time being. Yeah. Okay. And we can also put it inside src/db.sql. If you do like that, it would be in our src. Yeah. So I guess this is pretty much nice. We can just skip it for now. Yeah. And I'll delete it and we'll move on to our auth. Yeah. Okay. So for every of these modules that we have created, we're going to follow one certain norm. Now every module will have this init.py. Okay, nice. And we'll also have one enums.py just to have some enums. Enums is something that you have made as fixed, that out of these only you'll be using some values. So we'll use enums, and we'll have models to store our database models, and we'll have some schemas. Nice. And then we'll have one views.py file, and we'll have service.py. Now I'll just define how this structure looks like, and it's very professional. You can even you'll be having certain structure even in your professional corporate. When you'll go, you'll see the structure has to be maintained. The structure can differ, but there should be some structure. Okay, so service is mainly for our business logic, and then views is where our APIs are defined. And what else? And schemas are our models based on DB models, right? And these are our DB models, database models, right? Enums, these are some specific constants that we have set that we'll be using. And apart from this, I guess this is it. So we'll just, okay, just to specify enum, I can give you one example. We can do like from enum import enum, and what we can do, I can create one class gender, and which is going to be my string, and it's going to inherit from enum, and we can just define like male is going to be male. So we'll specify this constant. It's just like that, right? And female, yeah, like that. So enums we have done. Now I guess we should move on to the models. What database models we'll be creating? Yeah, that is the main stuff here right now. So what we'll do, we'll import from SQL Alchemy, import column, we'll import date, and maybe date time would be required. We'll see later on. For now, I'll just import it, foreign key, yeah, integer and string and enum. Yeah, I guess this is it. And from SQL Alchemy.orm, I'm not sure whether I'll be making some relationship right now, so I'll just skip it for now. Yeah, that would be fine. And foreign key also, I guess, won't be required for now. Yeah. So I'll just define I need to, yeah, for that from database, I need to import base, because from base class only we'll be narrating to create any database model. So now what we'll do, we'll create our class user, which is going to inherit from base, and table name will define, which is going to be users. And we'll put some basic details of it, basic details of user. Suppose like ID, which is going to be our primary key auto generated, teacher primary key true, and index we can set on true, index also. And email will set, it is going to be a column of string, and it's going to be unique. You can even set index on email. I won't set it. We need a username for user, which is going to be a string, and I'll just set unique equal to true. Yeah, boom. And what else we'll have? We'll have a name of the user. Yeah, column, string, and I guess I won't make it unique here. And we'll have a hashed password of the user. Hashed password is going to be a string, and I'll make it nullable equal to false, because this can't be null. Yeah. And we'll have one create dt, which is going to be my column, and this is going to be date time. Okay, yeah, maybe we can have it just as date as well, but I'll have it at date time, and default I'll set. Default will come from our, okay, from our date time, from date time, import date time. Yeah, and default is going to be my date time dot UTC now. Yeah, so this will set my default. Yeah, I'll just ignore it for now. This will work. Yeah. And what else can we have? Okay, we can define some more stuff here, like related to our profile. Yeah, we have got one profile as well here, but I'll define in the user only. Yeah. So what all stuff I'll just have here maybe is DOB, which is going to be my column for date of birth, and this is going to be date. Yeah, this is going to be date. And what else do we need? Gender, that we have just created an enum for that. So I'll just do from dot enums import gender. Yeah. So gender of the user is going to be my from enum. Now see, this is where our enum comes into role. Now this means that gender has only got, if you check here, it has got only male and female. So now this has limited options, this gender. This can only take between those two. Yeah, this is why we need it. Yeah, and we'll also set one maybe profile pic. Yeah, that seems nice, which is going to be our string. Now this can be an image, but actually what I personally suggest and what I've seen throughout working is that like profile picture and all, when they're uploaded to the internet, I'll just show you here. Suppose we have an app and you upload a profile photo here. So, okay, or this might look nice like that. So when you upload a profile photo to the app, so what the app does, it has some storage, maybe S3 or Cloudinary, suppose like, so what we'll do, app will not send the data to the backend, to our FastAPI server. It will upload it to Cloudinary or S3, and this will generate one link. And this link will be sent to our backend, and there we'll store this link. Yeah, so we'll store this link to our DP or the profile picture. Yeah, like that it works. So I hope this is clear to you guys, and we can have one bio. And with bio, we can have a string. And what else can we have? We can have location. Yeah, seems nice. We'll have one location of the user. And I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was just about to maybe delete it. Yeah. So I've saved it. And now we'll move to our schemas. So in the schemas, as I've told you, for every database model, we need to create one schema here. Yeah. So we'll create. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll import from Pydantic, which is our first thing to do when we are creating schemas from Pydantic. We can import our base model. Okay, nice. And what else? Okay, I'll just start to write now. So first of all, we need to create one user base. User base will have stuff which the user will provide us, and we can even display. That would have email, username, name, and created date. I won't be taking from user. DOB, I'll be taking gender, profile pic, bio, and location. Yeah, these seems nice. So we'll just create it, class user base, which is going to inherit from base model. Now this will have email, which is string, and this will have username, sorry, username, which is going to be again string, and which is a name, which is going to be string, and it will have one DOB, which is going to be date. I'll import date from here, date time import date, yeah, which is going to be date or none, which is, this is optional. Okay, and for every time we have to import this quick fix. Instead of that, what we can do is I can import from typing. This is Python's default library, which provides you certain uh, type checks methods. So I can have some optional here. So instead of this, I'll just put optional, and in optional I'll put date, none. Yeah, like that. So DOB is optional, even if the user doesn't provide, it's fine to me. And then we'll have gender, and gender is in enum. Sorry. So I'll import it from yeah, enums, and this is also going to be optional to me, and this is going to be gender, and I'll specify it none. And then we have bio. Bio is going to be optional again, string, and this is going to be none. And what else do we have? We have a location. Location is again optional, and it's going to be none. And then we have profile pic, and which is optional, and string and none. Yeah, looks good. This user base. And now what else do we need? I think this seems nice, but while creating user create, we'll import from user base. So we'll take all these fields from user. These three will be the ones that we need are required, and these are optional. And we'll also take one password from user string like that. Now we'll also create for user update. So when we are updating the user, do I need to update all? Email I won't allow, username I won't allow. I'll only allow the stuff like DOB, gender, bio, location, and profile pic. So I guess I'll just retake this. Yeah, yeah, that would be fine. These are the stuff that I'll allow, and maybe name also I'll allow. Yeah, and these are all going to be my optional because it's not necessary user has to provide all. Yeah. So what else do we need? The final user we need. So final user, and which is going to be from my user base. And so what will display for this main user base? Um, ID of the user. Yeah, let's display it. ID, which is going to be int. And what else is left? A hashed password. We are not going to maybe store it or show it. So what else can we have? We can just have created date. Yeah, created DT, which is going to be a date time. Is going to be my date time. And what else do we need? Uh, Maybe this seems pretty much nice to me. And we'll also have one class config subclass, which will have ORM mod equal to true, such that from the database object, it can create this pydantic model, base model. Yeah. So I guess this is it, and we should move to our service for now. Or maybe first we should define some views, and we can check what views we'll be having, and then we can go on to create our services. Yeah. So first I'll have one sign up. Okay. After sign up, I'll have one login. You can say login or to generate token. And what else we'll have? We'll have one to get current user. Yeah, this seems nice. And then we can have one update user. Update user, yeah, update user seems good. And then we can have one or maybe reset password and all. Maybe we should skip it for now. I guess, yeah, if you want to add reset password and stuff, I've already shown you that in my Ultimate FastAPI CD, so you can check that out. Yeah. So for now, we'll just go on with this, with the basic architecture and the basic stuff that we need in our social media app. Yeah. So we'll come to our service, and in service, let's just do some imports, the basic ones. And from FastAPI, I'll just import my depends we'll be needing for DB session, and then some exceptions or exceptions I'll skip, and status or status also I'll skip. Maybe we'll just need depends. Yeah. And from SQL alchemy .orm, we'll have one session. Yeah, session as we'll need it every time. And then for our token and JWT token, what we'll need, we'll have one from we'll have passlib dot context. We'll import our crypt context, which will help us to encrypt our JWT and crypt context. And oh, is it showing some error? Could not be resolved. Okay, we'll just check it again. from passlib dot context import crypt context. Yeah. Okay, I guess I have passlib already. Okay, I don't have it. I'll just install it. ppnb installed passlib. Yeah. So now this would work fine. Um, yeah, now it works fine. Yeah. And what else we'll have? We'll have an OAuth2 password bearer, as I've already shown you in my previous videos, which is going to take our token URL from where the token would be generated. Yeah, and these things might seem to be like quite hectic at first, but when this things ends, things will fall in place for you and you'll know how this is created. We'll also import from JAWS, we'll import JWT. Yeah, JWT is the main token that will generate. And what else do we need? Maybe we'll need date time. Yeah, we'll import time delta just to check our difference between the token when it was generated, and we'll have one date time. Yeah, okay, and we'll import from our models, we'll import user. Yeah, and what else? Now we'll make some constant like for the bcrypt. For the crypting part, I need to create a crypt context. So I'll create bcrypt context, which is going to take my crypt context, and we need to define some schemes here. And schemes is going to be my bcrypt, like that. And what else do we need? Okay, sorry, I just did some mistake here. Yeah, and we'll set the deprecated is auto. Yeah, like that. And we'll have an OAuth2 bearer. Yeah, we'll have that too. OAuth2 bearer and an object of it. And this will take one token URL. Now token URL has to be our the URL that we'll create. So I'll just name it token. And not just token, I'll have some versioning also I'll set. So I'll set the versioning as v1 and then auth. Yeah, like that. Token. So I have to create this URL. Now what else we'll have? We'll have a secret key. Yeah, this will be needed for our JWT token, and this will have my secret key. Yeah, you can in production you should have some big secret key. Yeah, 32-bit at least. Yeah, an algorithm. We'll have HSA 256, which seems nice. Not HSA, HS 256. Yeah, and for token expire minutes, we'll let the token expire in 60. That is 1 hour, then 1 day, and then we'll have maybe for 30 days. 30 days. Yeah, seems nice. So now we'll start creating our service functions. So the first service function that we'll have will be our check for existing user. Yeah. So what we'll have is sing def existing user, and we'll take the DB session. And I guess I've already made a video on all of these service functions. So I'll be quick here. If you want to check that in detail, you can check my video. I'll drop. Yeah. And so what we'll do, and we'll take username from user, we'll take email from user. Yeah, like that. And we'll just return db.query, and we'll query over user. Then we'll do the filtering part. And before that, I'll just check db user. And first I'll filter by the username. Yeah, like that. Now, if it is found, if db user, or maybe I'll just not, and then again, I'll filter it. Okay, yeah, if it is found by username only, I'll just return it, return db user. Yeah, that would be fine. And again, db user, db.query, user dot filter, user dot email equal to our email and dot first, like that. And if db user, I'll just return it like that, and otherwise we can just return none. Though even if I just do directly db user, this also should work fine. Yeah, this will take any of the ones, at least like that. So at least one of these, if this becomes none, so this will be filled, or both becomes none, then we are free that there's no existing user with it. Yeah. So what else we can do? We'll create access token. Yeah. So we'll do async def create access token, and we'll have one username for it, and we'll have one ID of user for it, and we'll create one encode, which is going to be my dictionary, and we'll have some key value sub, which I'll take as username, and I'll take one ID, which is going to be my ID, and then what else we'll have? We'll have an expires time, which is going to be my datetime.utc now, which is my time right now, plus I'll add some time delta minutes equal to when it should expire. Yeah. So token expire minutes. Now this will our token will expire at this time. Yeah. And so I'll add this to token and code dot update and add this expires or exp and expires. Yeah. So this way you can see our encode becomes sub and ID and then expire. Now I'll return it. So JWT or this token is made up of three things. One is the encoded data that we want to set. This is JSON web token. And the next one is it will take our secret key, and next it will take the algorithm, by which algorithm it should make it. Yeah. So it should use the algorithm HS256. So this is used for our uh, encoding our JWT. Yeah. So now you know why we're using that algorithm there. And now we'll have one for get current user from token, like that. So what we'll have, and sync def get current user, and we'll have db, which is our session, and we'll have token, and token is going to be a string, and token, as I've already told you, this will come from our OAuth2 bearer. Don't directly take it. Yeah. And this is going to be coming in depends, because we are dependent on it, and this is a dependency of this service function. Yeah. So what we'll do, I'll just get the payload first. Payload, or I'll put it in try block, because we can get some JWT exception as well. Yeah, so I'll take JWT error also. Yeah, and I'll return none. Yeah, in that case. So what we'll do, we'll get the payload. Payload is the encoded data, and jwt.decode, and decode will take the same secret key and will take the same algorithms. And so we'll put our token here, the generated one, we'll put the secret key, and here it will take algorithms in an array, and this will give just one algorithm that we have set already. And what else? Now we'll get from the payload our username. Our username was in sub, right? So we'll get it from sub, and this is a string, and we'll get it like payload dot get and sub. Now we'll also get ID, which is a string from payload dot get and ID. Yeah. And what else do we need? If username is none or ID is none, then we can directly return none. That we couldn't decode it, the token is maybe expired. Otherwise, what we can do is return db.query, or yeah, we can just query it. User.filter, we can even use this function, but fine, I'll just query over username and return it. And user.id equal to id dot first. Yeah, this way this would work fine, and we can also get the expires time. Expires, which is going to be my date time, and this is going to be my payload dot get, and this is going to be exp. Yeah, and I can even check like if my date time expires, and if the expires is less than my date time dot now, uh, or UTC now, or I'll just use now, then what I can do, I can just put it like return none. Yeah, like that. This works fine. And what else we'll be needing? I think we'll need some get user from user ID. Yeah, that we can create one. maybe it will be needed, I'm not sure. User ID, yeah, because we have username and email, but not the user ID. Okay, get user from user ID. Yeah. So, and as you create the views or the APIs, you can start creating your service functions as and when needed. These are some of the functions that I believe will be required. And yeah, but if there are some more functions that would be needed, I can come here and create anytime. Yeah, and this would just directly give me db dot query user dot filter, and this will give me user dot id equal to user id and dot first. Yeah, like this, nice. So we'll directly move to our main part, which is our creating our views. Views is the APIs only. Yeah. So we'll just kick it off. And so yeah, from FastAPI, we'll not import FastAPI, but we'll import our API router. This will create a router which we can import to our main app later on. Yeah. We'll import depends, and we'll import status, and we'll import HTTP exception, and what else? And yeah, we'll have FastAPI.security for username, password. We'll have OAuth2 request form. Yeah, and from SQL alchemy.orm, we need session. This is for every time. And date time, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll import it for now and we'll see later on. From date time, yeah. And schemas, from dot schemas, import. I'll need user create, I'll need user update, and I'll need user as user schema. Yeah, and models, I'm not sure if I'll need it, but from database, I need to import getDB. Yeah, so we'll just create our API routes for now. First of all, we need to define our router. So this router will take care of all the APIs in it. And then we'll import this router in our API.file file, this one. Yeah, so we'll define our router, API router, and this is going to take my prefix. Prefix is going to be auth. Yeah, so all the prefixes will be auth for the APIs which are having these auth functions which we are defining here. And tags would be again auth. Yeah, so we'll directly move up and we'll start to create our routes. At router dot, this is going to be a post route, and this is going to take my sign up, the name, and what else? Status code is going to be our status.http 201. Yeah, for the created one. Yeah, 200 is also fine, but 201 seems good for the creation part. Yeah, and async def create user. Yeah, so what this will have, this will take is our user create. Yeah, so we'll have one user, and I'll just see user create. Yeah, user create is good. So this will take our body, and which is going to be user create. And what else do we need? We need one DB, which is going to be session and depends on get DB. Yeah, like that. Seems nice. Okay, now we'll check for the existing user first. Yeah. Now, if the user already is, if you already have some user with the same username or the same email, then we can't do it. Yeah. So I'll do DB user and then we'll await, and from our service, from dot service import check existing or existing user, create access token. What else was there? Okay, get current user. What else? Okay, fine. We'll see later on. And we'll have existing user. And don't forget to put await because these are all async functions. Yeah. And we'll have a DB and username, user dot username and user dot email. Now, if DB user is there, then it's an exception. We need to raise an exception for it. And the exception is going to take our status code, which is going to be my some conflict one. We can check conflict. Yeah, because we have already got this username or email used. And we'll have some detail, and detail is going to be username or email already in use. Yeah, like that. Okay, and so now the username or email is unique. So now we'll move on to creating it. DB user, and I guess this also I should put in the service because this views should have the minimum part of the business logic. So what I'll do, I'll just create one service function here, and this is going to be create user. Async df create user, yeah. And this is going to take my DB, which is going to be session, and it is going to take user, which is going to be user create. I'll import from schema, user create, yeah. User create, and yeah, now we can create our user. So DB user is going to be our user, and we'll put in all the fields like email. It's going to be our uh, the email is going to be user.email, and like that we'll put all the fields. Username is going to be user.username, and what else? Hashed password, yeah. Hashed password will come from our bcrypt context, and we'll just hash it. Yeah, we'll just hash, and this is going to be user.password, like that. So this bcrypt context, this was used for our hashing password, like that. So now the things are falling in place. We know where the stuff is used. Created date, I think we'll not need it because I've already set it to default. And DOB, I'll take it from user. Okay, user dot DOB or none. Yeah, if the user doesn't provide, it's going to be none, though I've set the default also as none. And gender is also going to be user dot gender or none. And what else do we need? Bio, user dot bio or none. And what else? Location is there, user dot location or none. And we have profile pic also, user dot profile pic. Do we have in user create? Let me just check it. User base, we have profile pic, and the name is also left. Yeah, and we'll have a name, user dot name or none. Yeah. So these were the required things and that we have got. Yeah. What's the error here? Was not closed. I think I've already closed it. Okay. It's still showing me this. There's something wrong with that. And okay, we'll see it later. Yeah. And there's one more thing. What you can do is we can also do like dot lower. We can do so that if the user gives some other case, uppercase, we can just lower it, and we can also do strip. We can remove some extra, what we say, spaces. Yeah, and we'll do the same for the username. And this user doesn't seem nice to me. Why is it saying so? Okay, because of the comma here. Yeah, now it's fine. It's fine now. Yeah. So now what we'll do, we'll add this to our DB user, and then we'll do db.commit. Yeah, and db.commit, and I guess this pretty much should work, and we'll return DB user. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll come here, and I'll also do create user as create user service SVC. And why am I doing so? Because create user will be conflicted here. So I'll do create user SVC, and this is going to take DB and user. Now I've got this, and now what I can do is I can generate access token for it. Now access token is going to be like access token await and create access token, and which is going to take my user. So user dot username, and ID will come from db user dot ID. Yeah, and we'll just return access token, which is going to be my access token, and we'll return token type, which is going to be bearer, most common used. And we'll also have one username field, and this is going to be user dot username or db dot username whatsoever. Yeah. So this pretty much should work fine, and we'll move to our login or creating token. As I've already told you, we need to create this auth v1 slash auth slash token for generating the token. V1 will be appended later on. Now we have appended auth and token we are making. So what I'll do, I'll just do async def, and oh no, before that we need to create the route of it. Yeah, so we'll create the route first and router, and this is going to be post again and token and status code. Do we need for it? Yeah, status code we'll set again for 201. Yeah, created, and what we'll do async def login, and after this okay, now as I've told you, while taking username and password, we need to use OAuth2 password request form. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll take from user the form data, which is going to be my OAuth2 request form, and we'll just put depends. I've already told you in my previous videos as well, like when you'll just do depends, this our fast API, as we have specified its type, it will take care to inject it here. Yeah. So next thing we take is DB session. Yeah, it is going to be depends on my get DB. Yeah, and next what we can do is we can first go to our authentication part. Okay, we'll authenticate the user. So first we'll get DB user. Okay, and we have not created our authenticate function as of now, and I think we need it from our service. So we need to create it in our service. Okay, so we'll create it first. Um, let's just go to our service and create one authentication. Yeah, authentication async def and authenticate, and this will take our DB session, and username it's gonna take string, and it's gonna take password, it's gonna be string. And what we'll do, first we'll check if the user is there with that username, DB user, and we'll do await get user, or I'll just use existing user, and I'll put in DB, and I'll put username and like that. So this will give me with that user. And if not user, if there's no user such that, I'll just return false. Okay, you can't be authenticated, boy. Yeah. Okay, now we'll try to decrypt the password. Okay, and we'll do bcrypt, because bcrypt only we used for the hashing part, and now we'll verify. Verify, we need to give in the password the user sent and the hashed password of the user, which is in the database. Okay, and put not. So if they are not able to verify, we'll return false. Otherwise, boy, you're authenticated. Yeah, cool. So we'll come to our views again, and here we were stuck on the authentication. So first I'll do just authenticate. First I'll get the user. Yeah, DB user, and what I'll do for the user. Okay, or what I can do is I can directly get my user from here. Return DB user, and we'll do this as none, like that, right? And here I'll do await and authenticate. Okay, authenticate is gonna take DB username. Username is gonna come from form data dot username and form data dot password. And yeah, so now we'll check. If not, see if there's no user with that username or the password is incorrect, it won't give, it will give none. So I'll raise this HTTP exception. An exception is going to take status code of unauthorized. I'll put, yeah, unauthorized. Okay, and what else? We'll take some detail and we'll put incorrect username or password. Yeah, boom, seems fine. And we'll create now access token for the user, and access token is gonna be await create access token and user dbuser dot username and dbuser dot id. Yeah, and we'll just return it. We'll return access token. It's going to be my access token, and we'll also return token type, and which is going to be bearer. Yeah. So this is our main endpoint for getting or generating the token. Now we'll get the user, the current user from the token, right? So we'll have router dot, I guess, get we'll have, and this will just name it as profile for now. Yeah, though we have a profile separately created, but we'll see what is the use of it. Yeah, so async def, and okay, before that I'll just put in the profile as we are getting the profile of the user, and the status code would be 200. Yeah, status code, and this would be status. Okay, I'm not getting maybe 1 second, I'll just remove it. I'll just regenerate it once. Yeah, status code, status dot 200. Okay, that would seem nice. And my response model is going to be our uh, from the schema that we have created, user schema. Yeah. Now we'll do async def current user, and we'll have a token from the user. And what else? We'll have db session. Yeah, depends and get db. Yeah, like that. And what we'll do return await, and I guess we have already created for this token get current user, and this is going to take db and token. Yeah, so this will do our work. Yeah, we need not worry about that. If I'll just go here, yeah, it will, otherwise it will return none. So it's returning none also. I'll just put in some checks here. db user, okay, and we'll just return it. Return db user in case if it's not there, if not db user, and we'll raise http exception. Status code is gonna be, I guess, unauthorized, yeah, or not found. Yeah, not found we'll put, or unauthorized. Yeah, we'll put unauthorized. Yeah, detail is gonna be token invalid. Yeah, like that. This seems pretty much nice. And the last one that we'll have will be to update our user. Yeah, and this will update our user. Okay, so we'll have one put router dot put, and this we'll have just we'll take our username. Yeah, like that. This would seem nice. And response class won't be there. And what else we'll do? We'll put one status code and no content. Yeah, and we'll have an async def update user, and what we'll take the username, which is my path param, and we'll take token string, and what else, user update. Yeah, user update is going to be my user update schema, which is going to be the body, and db session, and this is going to be depends on get db. Oof, we've gone a long way. I'll need just few seconds of rest, and I think we're doing good. We're on the good pace. I'll try to wrap this auth and maybe post as well in this single video. Oh, okay, we'll just continue again. And okay, so one way is I can create a service function, and there only we'll do the updating part. Or first I'll get the user first. Okay, I'll get db user, and this will be like await and get current user from the token db token, and then what I'll do, I'll just check if the username provided doesn't match with the db user. If the db user dot username is not equal to our username, and then what we'll do, we'll raise our http exception, and http exception status code is gonna be we'll put forbidden. status dot forbidden, and we'll also put detail, and detail is going to be you are not authorized to update this user, like that. So now we have checked that this user is authorized to update the above user with the username. So now we'll move on to the main updation part. And for that, I'll create one service function and update user, and we'll have this service function async df update user, and what we'll have is a username, and or maybe not username, we'll have one db user, which is our actual user of the model. Yeah, and we'll have one user update. Okay, and user update. Okay, the spelling is wrong, like that. And we'll also have db. db needs to be the first one. Yeah, and now we'll move on to the updation part. Okay, and so what we'll do, we'll just simply do like db user dot, maybe bio is user update dot bio, or simple db user dot bio. Yeah, whichever one is having, we'll have that. And simply like that, we'll just copy it and we'll put all, like name would be there, name, and what else is there in user update? Name, dob, gender, location, and bio. Okay, dob, gender, location, and I guess profile pic as well. Oh yeah, profile pic. So we'll have it, profile pic, and location, and we'll have gender, and we'll have dob. Yeah, like that. And now we'll add it to db, and not add it, but we'll directly commit it. Yeah, so this way this will be done, and we'll come back to our views, and we'll just await and update user as update user svc, as we've got the same name here. And I'll do update user svc, and I'll just give it db and my db user and my user update. That's it. I guess we are pretty much done with our authentication part. We'll just try to run it and check this very fast that things are in place. We've got a db.sql as well. Okay, docs. Okay, no operations defined in spec. Yeah, nice. Okay. So what we'll do for it, this is our api.py. In api.py, we'll import from FastAPI, we'll import our API router, and we'll create one router which is going to be our API router, and prefix is going to take as v1, like that. So now every API will have v1, and from our dot auth dot views, we'll import router as our auth router, and we'll import all the routers here, and route dot what is the function, add API route, or maybe it's import router. um, okay, add API route. Yeah, and this is going to take my router. Yeah, like that. And this router needs to go in our main file. Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll just simply go to my from dot API, import my router, and this will do app dot include router and router. Yeah. And what is the add API route? I guess I'm using the wrong function. Okay, I guess it was include router. Yeah, this one was the right one. Yeah. Now we can come back. Okay, there's still no defined routes. How is that possible? We'll just rerun it. And okay, I'll just, yeah, and docs, no operations defined in spec. Okay, we have defined router, which is our main router, and include router. Okay, yeah, I've not included my auth router here. Yeah, and boom, we have got the auth. Now you see social media app, description, engine behind, and this is our version. Yeah, so we'll just sign up one user real quick, and the name is gonna be Mohan, Mohan, and Mohan at gmail.com. Name is gonna be Mohan as well, and date of birth, let it be like 2000, same date, male, bio here, and location is gonna be India. Profile pic, I'll just leave it for now. And password is gonna be Mohan, same as the name. And 500 internal server error, we'll just check it. Okay, coroutine has no attribute. Okay, we'll just check this real quick. Where are we facing this error? Okay, uh, DB user has no coroutine object has no attribute. Okay, create user SVC is gonna be a wait. These things happen. Yeah, we'll just redo it. Okay, pip install bcrypt is not installed. ppnv install bcrypt. Okay, we'll rerun it and we'll just execute it. Again, some error. Username is an invalid keyword for user. And where is it? Um, okay, we're in this file. DB user and user is our model, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's model. So what is the issue? And DB user. Okay, username, it was username. Yeah, again, I'm really sorry for this. Yeah, now we have got our user created. We have got this token and we'll just minimize it. We'll get our, okay, we'll get the token again. Yeah, from here, Mohan and Mohan, or maybe Rohan. Okay, unauthorized, yeah. So I'll take it as Mohan. Okay, it has again given me the wrong. Okay, username is right. Password was Mohan. Why is it that? Okay, just let me, we'll get through it. The API that we were testing was our token. Okay, so we'll go to the token one in the views and we'll just debug it real quick. And the token is this one. Okay, okay, we're stuck here. Authenticate will go authenticate and okay, it hasn't got the user. Print no user and we'll just check it real quick. Yeah, no user it's getting. But why is it getting that no user? Well, form data dot username. Okay, I'll just real quick. I'll just print username and what else is there? Password. Yeah, just for the check part. Okay, Mohan and Mohan. So it should be there. Maybe my existing user is not working. And why is it that? Okay, we'll come back to it. For what I'll do for now, I'll just db dot query. I'll myself query over user and dot filter and user dot username equal to username dot first. Yeah, like that. Boom, works fine. My existing user was having some fault. We'll come back to it later. Okay, and now we'll come to our profile. Yeah, profile. Oh God, again profile. Okay, date time expiry. Okay, we'll come to here. Date time expires. Function missing required month. Uh, line 41. We're not able to check it. Um, what could be? Okay, this we are. Okay, yeah. The issue is that JWT when encoding it converts it into a timestamp instead of date time. So we can directly check Python timestamp to date time. Yeah, like that. And date time, yeah, we'll use the date time dot from timestamp, and I guess this pretty much should work in our favor. Yeah, like that. Works fine. We've got everything here, created date as well. And we'll just try to update some stuff of the user. And token is this. Username is Mohan. And suppose I'll update the name to Mohan Cool. And okay, these fields will also be updated. Or no, let's remove it. Okay, 500 again. Okay, SQLite data type only accepts Python date objects as input. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Updated. We need to give in all. Yeah, we can leave it as blank though. That would work fine. And I'll just check my profile of the user. Mohan Cool. Yeah, updated, and these are also updated. Yeah, so works fine. And what else we'll do? Yeah, so we'll move to our next part for now. Yeah,